All right, we're here with Let's Get It On Promotions, Tommy and Terry Lane. Big show you're putting on for Top Rank here on Friday night in Reno. World title fight coming back to Reno. Is your ultimate goal when you got back and started promoting? I remember obviously from years ago you kept looking forward to bigger fights. You never gave up on Reno. How rewarding is it to now see fights starting to come back?
It's very rewarding. It's you get into the business to be a part of these big shows, and it's great working with Top Rank. They're the best in the business, and we've talked to them about bringing a couple different shows here, and this one was the right one, and we were able to make the dates line up, so it's a pleasure to be a part of it.
How supportive has GSR been, and obviously the shows previous had been maybe El Dorado, Silver Legacy, the Grand Sierra Resort, bringing boxing back to the property where that used to be the Hilton and Bally's back in the day. Everything, there's a lot of history of boxing at that arena. How big was it to get the deal with them specifically?
It was great. I mean, we remember going to fights here as a kid. I remember going to fights in the ballroom, in the theater, in the parking lot. It's a kind of a property that has all this rich boxing tradition and history. We did some shows there in 2010, so it's great to come back to the new remodeled GSR. They've been great partners, and it's kind of nice to bring fights in different places in Reno. So work with the Atlantis, and we're still talking with downtown. So it's good just to bring, kind of have this resurgence in boxing in this town.
The more casinos that are interested in town, I mean, to bring some of these really big fights here, we got to get them all to work together. So we're, instead of just kind of locking in with one, we're the relationships are open with all of them, and it's a good time for local boxing in Reno.
Good fights on the card. Even the prospects are put in tough with opponents with winning records. It's not something that you look at the fight card and see, and kind of you can tell from a lot of these shows who's going to win or who's supposed to win. Here obviously there is the promoted fighters, but it seems more equally matched. How big is it that this turned out to be a good show of quality fights?
I think, we were just talking with the Top Rank team yesterday. There's no hidden agenda. I mean, they'll tell you they want to put in good fights. That's the whole idea with the ESPN series, and it actually bleeds into the prospects who may not be on TV at this point. But it's a matter of moving fighters faster, seeing what we have, kind of like the days in the 80s. This whole idea of fighters being built over 4 or 5 years, that's really not good for the sport. I think that's one thing that damages sport. So let's put on good fights and see who can really fight, who's the best, and I think that's the idea behind this.
Tickets are selling fast. Only $25 tickets left. As a promoter, is that the main thing, or do you look beyond that to consider it a successful show?
I think, the ultimate success, I think a promoter can, what he should use to gauge the ultimate success is just the amount of eyeballs that look at the event overall. That's the great thing about this ESPN series. ESPN goes into so many different, so many more homes than traditional boxing networks, and the ratings have been great. So, I know this is, I think, the first world title fight since I think around 2005, but this might be the most watched world title fight in a long time here, just because of the ESPN aspect. So that in itself, and having a packed house for our purposes, the local promoters' purposes, just having a packed house and having it, look good on TV is our main goal.
And Reno currently, right now, in a resurgence as a city. What does this do to the economy for the amount of flights coming in and the people that come to town for this? How happy are you with the success of what this does for the local economy?
Well, yeah, Reno's having a moment, and it wasn't that way, as you know, a few years back. But look, more people are coming here. There's going to be more people moving here, and that's more butts in our seats. That's the way we like to think of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that there was a struggle for a while about like flights and direct flights and what cities, and now it seems they're expanding a lot more. So it seems to be a lot more travel friendly to travel to Reno.
Absolutely.
What beyond this, anything coming up that you already have in the works or that you can talk about?
We're looking at, it's tentative, nothing is in stone, but it's looking very, very good that we'll be probably having a show on May 4th, the Friday before Cinco de Mayo, at the Convention Center
All right.
That's down the line, and we're talking about what fights we're going to put on that. So.
And you had the show last year, the day before Chavez Jr. and Canelo Alvarez. Now, if you do get the May 4th, it'll be the day before the rematch of Canelo and Triple G.
Championship weekend, you got Friday fights, you got the Derby, and then you got Canelo. I mean, it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah. And great for the state, not just for Reno. So for all that happening in Vegas. Any closing thoughts here? We've covered you for years, and you guys are always great. Anything you'd like to say out to the fans?
Thank you, Simon. Appreciate Fight Hype and all the work you do and all the people you work for, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Hey, thank you. Good luck to you guys.